welcome to the RRProduction Studio Show. Today we're going to do things a little bit different. We're not going to take any callers today. The only thing that we're going to do is actually talk about the actual government shutdown and what does it mean for you. Yes, you heard me correctly. The government has shut down. Now, when you say the government has shut down, that don't mean the entire government, okay? So don't get it messed up in your head and think that, oh my God, today is the first, today is the third, I'm not gonna get my SSI check, my food stamps, or whatever the case may be. No, that's not the case. Congress has a shutdown, and it's been in the making for a while now. And to be honest with you, it's kind of scary. It really is. To know that the people that we go to and we depend on, for leadership and moral support, they just closed their doors and they walked out. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, we all have to come into agreement and understand that, each and every last one of us need health insurance. We all need it. Okay, plain and simple. That there's nothing that we can actually do about it. All right. Now, some of you may be with the Obama reform. Some of you may be against the Obama reform. It just depends on your circumstances and your situations. Okay. Don't take it where you have to follow certain people and say and start putting these ideas in your head that hey, listen, this is just the way of life. That's just how it is. But I don't want to hold you guys up too long. I have 66 questions. We're not going to take any type of like I said, take any type of callers. We have 66 questions that we want to answer that we got received into the studio today. And we're going to get straight into it. The first one is, what causes a shutdown? What causes a shutdown? What causes a shutdown? What causes a shutdown? Under the Constitution, Congress passes laws to spend money. If Congress can't agree on the spending bill, or if in case of the Clinton era shutdowns, the president vetoes it, the government does not have the legal authority to spend money. Question number 2. What's a continuing resolution? Congress used to spend money by passing a first budget, then 12 separate appropriations bills after that. The bill has broken down and Congress uses a stop gauge continuing resolution, or CR, that maintains spending at current levels for all or part of the year. Question number 3. Why can't Congress agree? Well, the Republicans control the House. The Republican-controlled House has passed a spending bill that maintains spending levels but does not provide funding to implement the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. The Democrat Senate insists that the program be fully funded and that Congress pass what they call a clean CR. Well, what is a clean CR? A clean CR is a continuing resolution without policy changes. Question number 5. Why is this happening now? Well, the government runs on a year from October 1st to September 30th. Shutdowns can happen at other times of the year when Congress passes the partial year of that particular spending bill. Question number 6. Could the government agencies ignore the shutdown? Under a federal law known as the Anti-Deficiency Act, it can be a felony to spend taxpayers' money without the appropriate approval from Congress. Wow. Question number 7. When would a shutdown begin? When will a shutdown begin? When the fiscal year ends at midnight Monday, which is October 1st, today. Today is the day that everyone has to sign up for this new Obamacare. All right, so it would actually end midnight tonight. Tonight, actually last night. All right, this morning, 12 o'clock a.m. All right, is what I'm trying to say. Is when everything happened. Most federal workers would report to work on Tuesday, but unless they are deemed essential, they would work no more than 4 hours on shutdown-related activities before beginning their journey to wherever they're going. It is so sad to hear that the federal government has shut down. Congress, quote unquote, is shut down. It's just really horrible to hear this, you know. But like I said, it's just the states that we live in. All we can do is just live with it and move on, you know. When would the shutdown end? The shutdown would end actually immediately after the president signs a spending bill. As a practical matter, it could be noon the following day before most government offices that were shut down reopen their doors. So basically, they taking the day off until they're trying to put pressure on the president right now for him to, you know, sign this bill and try to get it, you know, overturned. You see, the guys, what happened was that they didn't know. They seen this big stack of papers on their desk, all right? So they tried to hurry up and sign them. You understand what I'm saying? To, you know, get it done. But they didn't read it. Now, you know, they have a problem. No, you can't have a problem now. It's done. It's over. Just like he got on TV and said, you deal with it. You just deal with it. That's just how it is, you know. I was watching a couple of channels, you know, throughout this event, you know, and I tell you what, me personally, I am glad of the job that I have, you know. I just could not handle what's going on right now if I was in that particular position, and I just couldn't. All right. How many times has the government shut down in the past? Since 1977, there has been 17 shutdowns. Since 1977, there's been 17 shutdowns. Question: how long does the shutdown usually last? It lasts mostly no more than 3 days. Some could be less than a day or so. You gotta excuse us. We having some interference in the studio. Right now the weather is really bad, so please just bear with us. All right, but we're gonna continue this broadcast until our power goes out, and hopefully our backup generators kick in by then. What is the longest shutdown in history? The longest was also the most recent, from December 16, 1995 through January 5th, 1996. Guys, that's a total of 21 days, and the longest in history that the government has actually shut down. All right, 21 days. But we're hoping and praying that it don't last this long. All right, because I know, like I said, some of you may have concerns about your first checks and your food stamps or whatever. You don't have to worry about that. You're going to still get your government payments. All right. Question: would this shutdown be different from those in the early 90s? Yes, it would. When the 1995 shutdown started, Congress had already passed three of the 13 bills. They funded military constitutions, energy and water projects. Also, more government services were automated. The limit debt. Let's talk. Question. What's the greatest difference between a shutdown and a debt crisis? In a shutdown, the government lacks the legal authority to spend money. All right? In a shutdown, the government lacks the legal authority to spend money on essential services. In a debt crisis, the government is mandated to spend money, but does not have the legal authority to borrow money to spend it. I know it's kind of confusing. I'm going to say it again. In a shutdown, the government lacks the legal authority to spend money on essential crisis or services. In a debt crisis, the government is mandated to spend money, but has the legal authority to borrow the money to spend it. Are the two related? Only by timing. Only by timing. That's it. When will the government run out of borrowing authority? Secretary, cannot say his name, says that it will come as soon as October 17, 2013. Has the United States ever defaulted on its debts before? No. The U.S. has never ever defaulted on any of its debts. Alright? Question before we take a break. In the nation, if the nation hits the debt limits, will a government shut down? That's a big unknown question. The Treasury Department has said that its most likely scenario is that it would delay payments paying only those bills it can afford using daily tax revenues. The Treasury Department has said it is the most likely scenario. It would delay payments paying only those bills it can afford using daily tax revenues. One more question before we take a break. Will I still get my mail? Yes, the U.S. Postal Service functions as an independent business unit. You will still get your mail on time. Guys, we're going to take a short break right now, but we're going to come back with the rest of the questions, and we have to really do it quick. But just please hang tight until we take this short break, okay? Welcome back to the RRProduction Studio Show. We want to continue on where we left off at, as far as the questions that we have coming into the studio. Remember, today is only question day that we want to answer. We have 15 minutes left on the show, so we're going to try to make this quick. Question: can I get a passport during this time? Maybe. But you must hurry. The Department of State says it has some funds outside the annual funds of operation, and overseas will remain 100% operational as long as there are significant fees to support the operation. Question: can I visit national parks? No. The National Park Service says day visitors will be told to leave immediately, and entrances will be closed. All entrances to state parks will be closed. You cannot go to a state park while this is going on. Question: what about campers already in the park? They will be given 2 days to leave. All campers in parks will be given 2 days to leave the parks. Question: will Washington museums be open? Answer: the Smithsonian, the Zoo, the National Zoo, and the Holocaust Museum will all be closed. Private museums such as news museums, the Spa Museums, the Mount Vernon Museum would remain open. Rule of thumb, it is usually free. It's probably closed. What about the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts? The Kennedy Center does not receive annual money from Congress, but also runs on ticket revenues. They expect this park to stay open through the shutdown, so the Kennedy Center will remain open. What about National Archives? All archives and most presidential libraries will be closed unless they are operated by private foundations, as all pre-Hoover presidential museums are. The Federal Records Center program, which supports other agencies, will continue to operate because it uses revolving funds. Question: will the District of Columbia shut down? The district does not have complete control over Congress. Congress doesn't have complete control over it to operate. So during the shutdown in the 1900s, trash went uncollected, and many of the city departments closed. In a departure from past shutdowns, Mayor Gray has informed the Office of Management and Budget that he has deemed all city employee essentials. The district owns Attorney General has declared that the major plan illegal. All right. Question: will a patent and trademark office be open? Yes. The office can continue to operate off user fees and other funds. Question: would the food inspection continue? Mostly, yes. The food and safety inspection services will continue all safety-related activities. The grain inspection packers of stockyards administration will continue inspections to the extent they are paid by user fees. But inability to investigate alleged violations could hamper actions in long term and could have an immediate impact on members of the industry. Question: will the government still release economic data? The weekly unemployment claims number will still continue to come out, and September job reports due out Friday probably will too. The Department of Commerce reasons that some of its data is so economically sensitive that delaying it risk that it will be leaked. Wow. Would the government continue to enforce wages and our laws. I'm sorry, that was a question. The laws will still be in effect, but the Department of Labor Wages and our division will suspend operations. The Department of Labor will suspend operations until further notice. Will data response be affected? No. However, all non-data disaster grants such as state and local preparedness programs will be postponed. Question. Would a shutdown put the brakes on implementing the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare? No. The state-run exchanges for the uninsured would open as scheduled Tuesday. The marketplaces will be open on Tuesday no matter what, even if there is a government shutdown. Question. Why not? Well, like Social Security or Medicaid, Obamacare is a permanent entitlement that is subject to annual funding by Congress. Many of the core parts of the health care law are funded through mandatory funds and will not be affected. Question. Would seniors continue to get Social Security benefits? Yes. Social Security is a mandatory spending program. Once again, if you reviewed earlier about the debt crisis, it's a mandatory program. And the people who sends those checks will continue to work under the legal doctrine, also called necessary implications. Question. Will I still be able to get food stamps? Yes. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP, is funded through the Recovery Act. And from funds, they do not expire for another year. Question. What about WIC? No. Money will be available to pay the administrative cost of the Special Supplementary Nutrition Program for women, infants, and children. But because it's administered by the states, there may be state funds available. Question. What about the federal school lunch program? Schools are reimbursed through these costs on a monthly basis and are allowed to carry over funds from previous years. The USDA expects more schools to will be able to continue providing meals through October. Question. What will happen to veterans receiving compensation for service or combat-related wounds or injuries? The Department of Veterans Affairs said it would, if the shutdown continues into late October, it will run out of money for compensation and pension checks for more than 3.6 million veterans who rely on the money to spend to help support themselves. Question. Can I still get federally backed loans? Maybe not. Federal loans for rural communities, small business owners, families buying a home will be frozen. Yes. I'm sorry, you guys. I just have to reread this question again. That came in. Can I still get federally backed loans? No. Maybe not. Can't say no, but maybe not. Federal loans for rural communities, small business owners, families buying a home will be frozen. And this is coming from the president. Question. Does that mean I can't get an FHA mortgage? No. The Federal Housing Administration says it will endorse new loans under current multi-year loans in order to support healthy and stable families. Question. Does that mean that I can't get a VA mortgage? No. The Veterans of Department of Affairs says loans are funded via user fees and should continue. However, during the last shutdown, loans and certificates of eligibility were delayed. Question: will deceased veterans still be able to get burial benefits? Yes, burial benefits, headstones, and death notices will still be available. Question: will the IRS continue to collect taxes? Yes. All payments will be processed. More than 12 million people have requested an extension on their 2012 taxes, which expires October 15th. Question: will my refund be delayed? Possibly, yes. Especially if the taxpayer files a paper return. What about taxpayer assistance? Walk-in assistance centers and telephone hotlines will be closed. I am being audited by the IRS. Would a shutdown affect me? Yes. The IRS would suspend all audit activities. Question: how many federal employees could be furloughed? The government has not given an official estimate on that yet. Question: why do some federal employees continue to work during a shutdown? The law, or at least the Justice Department, interprets that as it continues its classes for several of its employees. The biggest exemption is for employees necessary to protect public health, safety, and property. But property could include government data, also ongoing research experience, etc. Political announcements are exempt and they cannot be placed on leave. Employees necessary for the president care and to carry out the responsibility must remain on site. What about the White House staff? Some high-ranking presidential appointees are exempt from annual and sick leave of the Sick Leave Act of 1951, which means that they can essentially be made to work unpaid leave also. Okay. Question: will Congress continue to be paid during the shutdown? Yes. The 27th Amendment of the Constitution ratified that in 1992 holds that no law varying compensation of the services of senators and representatives shall take effect until an election representative shall be intervened. All right. That's all of the questions that we can answer. We actually have probably about a good 14, 15 more, but we have to end now. Please go to make sure that you do all of this stuff that's going on with the government shutdown. Our production studio is still functioning, and we're still holding it. Our 2013-2014 It's Best to Be Blessed Gospel Extravaganza. Go to www.rrproductionstudio.com. Auditions are free, guys. Auditions are free. Or call 1-800-876-7514 or 985-601-2476. Register online, guys. Register online. Registration is free. We'll see you. We'll see you. We'll see you. Be sure to visit us on the web. God bless.